Excitement is very much building in Rome as tens of thousands of people prepare to fill St Peter's Square tomorrow to watch Pope Leo XIV's inauguration. And joining me now is Associate Professor Darius von Guttner, a historian at the Australian Catholic University. Thank you so much for joining me, Darius. I really did love our chat during the election of Pope Leo, and now we've got the big inauguration tomorrow.
Thank you for having me.
How much are you looking forward to watching that?
Very much so. This is such a special time in the history of the Church, but also a cultural event that brings so much meaning and understanding for the whole world to see the inauguration of the new papacy, inauguration of a new Pope, Pope Leo XIV, the new in the footsteps of St. Peter. So I think we're all looking into it, into his words, into his homily. And trying to also understand the symbols that the Church uses at this very important ceremony.
What are those symbols that we can expect to see tomorrow? What are the spiritual aspects? Talk us through it. What should we expect?
Well, the Mass, the inauguration Mass is essentially, I think we should understand it as a living bridge between St. Peter and the current Pope. So the liturgy will start at the tomb of St. Peter beneath St. Peter's Basilica, and then it will move into the square in the front of it. So everything that follows will highlight that Leo XIV is Peter's successor and the shepherd of the whole Roman Catholic Church. There will be three standout moments. First, the pallium, a narrow band of white lamb's wool marked with 6 black crosses. This pallium will be placed on the Pope's shoulders. The wool comes from lambs that are traditionally blessed in January at the feast of St. Agnes, and it signals that new Pope is now the shepherd of the Church universal. Second, we're going to see the fisherman's ring. It will be slipped onto Pope's right hand, and that links him directly to St. Peter, the fisherman. Third comes something that is very traditional to inauguration of papacy, the rite of obedience. This time we're going to see 12 Catholics, men and women, both lay and ordained, from every continent to step up and pledge their loyalty to the new Pope. This brief act of homage underscores that the Pope's authority is a service, not a status.
It's clear that this is a tradition which has really evolved over the years. How are we expecting tomorrow's inauguration to be really different from what we've seen in the past?
Well, traditionally, popes were crowned. Popes were crowned with a jewelled tiara that is tri-regnum, that holds 3 crowns. But since 1963, when Pope Paul VI was crowned for the last time, the tiara was not used. John Paul I and the successive popes chose not to use it. So we're not going to see this monarchical splendor. I think the key of this inauguration is pastoral mission. So Pope will not be carried on the shoulders of guards in a throning procession, but he will be there. He will be there as the pastor of the universal church with those 3 symbols, as we said, the pallium, the ring, and the homage. They will symbolize continuity. And so the accent is on the ministry rather than on the monarchy of the past.
Thank you so much for your time, Professor Darius von Guttner from the Australian Catholic University. I could talk to you all night, but that's all we have time for. Hope you enjoy watching the inauguration tomorrow.